You guys having a good time tonight? Woohoo! Of course you are, girl. We all know that. Listen to her go. In case you didn't get that, my name is Kris Miles, and no, I'm not a drag queen. I just had a 10-minute argument with a guy in the men's room, I swear to God. Like Rock said, I just moved to Los Angeles 6 months ago. By round of applause, how many people have been to Los Angeles? I packed up a 2-bedroom house into an 8x5 trailer, and I took off, and I haven't been back since. Until now, this is my first time back. And I was noticing when you clean your house, I hate when you're cleaning your house out and you're ready to move and you find something that you had absolutely no idea that you even owned. You know what I'm talking about? Apparently like 2 years ago, I was on a 3-week drinking binge in Mexico. And I picked up one of those little Mexican husbands. And just shoved him in the back of the closet with the rest of the shit that doesn't fit. But I was nice though, I brought him back down to LA with me and re-released him into his natural habitat. Which I tagged him first, you know. Good old Jesus. Nice guy. He'll be back. I got the radar. The homing device. And one thing that's different about LA that's different from Minneapolis is the homeless people down there, because it's warm, you know, pretty much all the time. And the people down here, and they're much more pushy than they are here. The few people that we have here that are homeless are like, well, you got 50 cents, maybe 25. But this guy came up to me, asked me if I could spare a little money, and I gave him $1. I mean, I thought that was really cool, and the guy actually had enough nerve to ask me if I could spare a little bit more. When I was sitting down, I ended up giving the guy like $10. I was broke and I was pissed. So I mugged him. Got a new watch out of the deal, look at that, isn't that nice? And $20 extra. He's hoarding on me. Who is and what is Kris Miles? Well, I decided to become a comic, and the thing that finally made me get on stage was the fact that I finally told every one of my friends I had no choice but to get up. But for so many years I told people I'm going to be a comic, I'm going to do stand-up comedy, I'm going to be famous, and so many people held me to it. I realized that I'd meet people in the mall after I graduated from high school and they'd say, oh, did you ever do comedy? And I hated answering no. I really wanted to say, yeah, I do. And now I go back to Minnesota and I see anybody, they go, are you doing comedy? And I get to say, yeah, not only am I doing comedy, I'm doing comedy in LA. And working my way up and proving everybody wrong. I was voted most likely to not succeed in high school, and also voted most likely to retain water. So I'm gonna live up to one, not the other. I'm so glad to get up here though. I drove up, I took a few gigs on my way up from LA, and last Thursday, I was in Dyersburg, Tennessee. Has anybody been to Tennessee? No. This guy looks concerned. He's like, I don't know if that's a good thing. It wasn't. I learned a very valuable lesson in Dyersburg, Tennessee. I found out a one-armed chick can slap really hard. She has to put her drink down first, but... She didn't even put down her cigarette, though. I think that's why she smacked me. She needed to ash. I get down there last Thursday, I found out that I am not performing at a comedy club. I am performing at a strip club that features comedy every Thursday night, and they call it Grin and Bear Night. That's my sentiments exactly. I don't think that's a bad idea, except they put the comics up with the strippers. So I got a stripper over here shaking her shit. I got this other stripper over here shaking her shit. I got half the crowd screaming, take it off. I got the other half screaming, make me laugh. So I took off my clothes. And they laughed and laughed. And I was lucky too, because I was wearing those big grandma hip hugger underwear. I didn't have to empty the money out like all night. I got home, I had like $30 in quarters. Laundry!
The first time you knew that you were going to be a stand-up comedian was when you were a kid, right?
Right. New interviewer. You're out. The first time I knew I was going to be a stand-up comedian was when I was in 6th grade. First of all, I love Lucy, like half the world. Female stand-up comedians have always been very important to me. Rosanna, Dana, Gilda Radner kind of stuff, Saturday Night Live. I'm not much into the improv myself, but I think there's a major shortage of very talented stand-up female comics. There is a very large shortage of stand-up female comics, and I think that the world's ready for somebody like me, and here I am. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was easy, wasn't it? He likes that. Your poor wife's like, I've never seen a girl do that on stage before. But he has, I'm sure of it. You can tell by the look on his face. I do, I'm so self-conscious about my breasts. I've gone Ubangi. You remember that tribe in National Geographic used to see with their tits down to here, the Ubangi tribe? Ubangi being more like a sound effect. No shit, if I run fast enough, it sounds like two homegirls trying to bitch slap each other in my sweater. I was reading a very interesting article of Ann Landers says. Does anybody know what Ann Landers says about if you need to wear a bra? Does anybody know this? The pencil test. If you can fit a pencil underneath your breast, apparently you need to wear a bra. What if you can fit a typewriter and take dictations? It was a cold and windy night. I was doing all right. Any single people here tonight celebrating Valentine's Day? Against it, I'm wearing black in mourning. Black in mourning, see? My sister. I'm single simply because if there's a toothless comber in the bar, I swear to God he'll find me. I have the worst luck with men, I swear. One time I was sitting with a girlfriend at the bar. This guy walks up, she leaves me. Halfway through the conversation, he actually pointed to his shoes and asked me if I liked his bitch kickers. I introduced him to my shoes, the Widowmakers. Kicked his ass, damn straight. And then my friend comes back, I got rid of him. She's like, girl, what'd you do with that guy? So I got rid of him, he was icky, he was nasty. She said, honey, there is no such thing as a troll when the lights go down. Yeah, but you can't stop the sun from rising, now can you? Ugly people never leave in the middle of the night, do they? They stay around and cook breakfast. How would you like your eggs? Not fertilized, right? That's an old... It's not like it matters. Okay, now how long have you guys been together?
5 years.
5 years. She's trying to hide behind me right now. 5 years, really? Almost newlyweds. And you guys? 11. So you're past that point where it actually matters what you wear. I'm serious. There's not a man in this room who'll disagree with me. Eventually be married long enough where they could be wearing like moo-moo and clogs. Am I right? Like, come to mama. Am I right? It's the truth. Not me, I'm going with the married theory. From now on, I'm shaving up to here, tell them it's biker shorts, you know? I know this is a fact because one time I was eating dinner and I dropped my fork and I bent over in front of my boyfriend. And he was so turned on, we had sex right then and there at the kitchen table. In front of my parents at Thanksgiving dinner. I got grounded for like 3 months. It was horrible. My goals and my dreams for comedy, money. I'm in it for the money. Don't let anybody fool you, it's always about the money. I want the big house, the big car, my own TV show, my own commercial. I don't care how I have to whore myself to the media, I will do anything for the money. Show me the money. What are the things I want to spend the money on? Me. Me. Actually, if I could buy anybody anything, I'd buy my parents a brand new house. I'd probably buy my brother a cabin in the woods and my brother Jim whatever he wanted, because he's a patron saint and he deserves anything. coming back. But actually, you know, the first thing I did is when I left California, I get down there, like I said, I left 6 months ago, and the first thing that happens when you go into California from Minnesota, the second you get over the border, is you get ass anxiety. I'm so glad to be back in Minnesota where I'm waifishly thin and anorexic. Ass anxiety, you know what I'm talking about? That fear that one day you're going to go sit down and realize you're already sitting down because your ass is so damn big, you know. And then I got this waifishly thin little actress roommate who just want to poke her. And she's like, I go out rollerblading and I do this and that, and I went out and I bought a pair of rollerblades, and I had them custom fitted to my lifestyle. I had the wheels removed. Like I'm strapping my fat ass to 8 wheels and launching myself down the hill. And the old people down there too, they're just as hip, man. They got like taut wrinkles, they're just fit. They drive me crazy, but the big thing down there for senior citizens is water aerobics, which is huge. Everybody's doing it. I thought I'd try it out because I'm kind of slow going, and I tried that. It lasted one day. I made the hugest mess out of my bathroom. My craziest experience. I don't think I've had a lot of crazy experiences myself, but I've lived them with other people. I've earned the nickname the best bad influence because I can get anybody to drink to the point of throwing up, including some of the best MCs in Comedy Boot Camp, Grand Forks, North Dakota. I've actually drank with Emo Phillips to the point of drunk, and various other comics. I don't know if they want me to mention their names. I don't think I'm at liberty to say anything. I'm gonna have to plead the fifth. Okay, I'll tell you. I'm never gonna live this down. A very good friend of mine, John, we won't mention a last name, got so intoxicated at my house that in the process of sleepwalking, he almost took a dump in one of my plants. And I was held to secrecy for that for like 2 months. But now I can say it. John, you're not invited back to my house. And then I fell into one of the biggest mistakes humanly possible that happens to almost every single entertainer when they get to LA is they finally give in and get a personal trainer. You understand? Have you been to a personal trainer, sir? Have you? I go in, the first thing they do, and anybody will tell you, is that they grab you with those things. You know what I'm talking about? Fat pinchers, that's what it is. And he just grabs me, he doesn't candy coat it at all. He's like, girl, you fat. Drink some Slim Fast, do some shit. Slim Fast. Shake, that's why they call it shake. You shake like a whore. You just, I need food. And this guy proudly announces to me, I only have 4 ounces of body fat on my body. And I never thought I'd find it, but I did. With those little pincher. Because I'm not fat, I'm party size. Right, ladies? Party size. One of my happiest memories of doing comedy was for about the first 2 years I did comedy. I had a writer's meeting at my house every Sunday, and some of the comics would get together, some of the regular comics. And in the middle of summer, it'd get to be about 100 degrees with humidity, and about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, we'd head out to the nude beach. But none of us had enough guts to get fully naked, so we pretty much went out in our underwear. Except for John, right after he almost shit my pants.
John.
Oh, John. Sorry, Johnny. I love you, but you've been ousted.
We'll just bleep it out.
I'm from Minnesota. I just got down here. This is my first time on stage in LA. Thank you very much. And I was really excited about it. I wanted to go get one of those high buck makeovers, you know what I'm talking about? But I was broke, so I went to one of those self-service salons. I paid $10 for a haircut, go home and cut it damn self. And I knew I was in trouble the second I walked into this place because I saw the guy's name tag. It said Joseph J-O-Z-E-F. And I don't have a problem with gay man. I'm a single big girl. Gay man to me is like an accessory handbag. And he took complete control of the situation. He's like, girl, you're getting the Rachel Cox, some Cindy Crawford highlights. We're gonna wax that nasty ass thing on your upper lip, slap on some come fuck me punch. You'll be ready by happy hour, girl. I asked for something sexy, kind of wild. He made me look like a fuckable White House intern. favorite comic is Dana Gould. Dana Gould is a god in the comedy world as far as I'm concerned. He's like the Gandhi of comedy. It's a little profound, but I have had a chance to catch his show every time he came to Minneapolis, and one of the coolest things ever was when I first started doing comedy. I saw him at the Acme Comedy Club, and I got to sit down and tell him that I'm a comic now, and the reason I came to your show is because I looked up to you so much. And he's a really great guy. And I get to LA, I'm going to be 30. I lived in Minnesota my whole life, 30 years, and I managed to not buy a swimsuit for 10 years, not get myself into one. And of course, when you get here, what's the first thing people want to do? Let's go to the beach. Let's turn off our phone. It's not somebody I brought, is it? No. Good, I have to kick your damn asses. I did, so I went to the mall, I went to Lane Giant, my favorite store. You know you look bad in a swimsuit when you come out, the lady's like, oh honey, I am so sorry. So I picked up this little silver number, and it looks good in the mirror, right? It looks great. I got out to the beach, I was in like a disco ball. People are stopping to do the hustle around me. It's ridiculous. And the same thing applies to Speedos, man. They are a privilege, not a right. I don't know why I have to spend 3 months looking for a swimsuit that doesn't shove every ounce of fat off the top, and any hairy old man can shove his ass into a Speedo. Little plums and package hanging out right there. If you have a little dick, don't put the Speedo on. And those are the guys that hit on me. Swear to God. You know what I hate about itty bitty dicks? Honestly, you know what I hate about them? They're usually connected to really big assholes. One of my best memories for being a stand-up comedian would have to be the one time I worked with Emo Phillips in Grand Forks, North Dakota. And the second would have to be coming to LA to pursue my comedy career, which I'm doing now. Famous Ice House Comedy Club, producing my own show, and having a great time. My friend says, quit bitching about your breasts and get breast reduction. I don't need reduction. I lay down, they completely disappear. I think I need implants. Perk these bad boys up. I practically rolled them to put them in. No love. My only fear is that I'll get them and they'll fall to the front. They'll look like tube socks and tennis balls. Just need a third one for perpetual motion. Very sweet. I can go on for hours, see perfection. What made me want to become a stand-up comedian? Well, I told my mom in 6th grade I was going to be very rich and famous, and she asked me how, and I said, well, I know how to make people laugh. And all the other elements were there, highly dysfunctional family, and I have great stage presence. Actually, I was told by somebody my essence is the girl in high school who got you to smoke your first cigarette. That's my essence. Kind of the bad girl, Amazon, don't mess with me, edgy girl. I have had the worst week of my entire life. How many people are on the same page as me? Yeah. Awful. Oh my God. Well, this week I was in Dyersburg, Tennessee. I had a gig out there. I was an hour late for the gig. I had to drive there. Got stopped in traffic for 1 hour. Unmoving. I'm thinking broken down semi, tractor. You know what somebody had done? Hit a cow. Is this normal? How the hell do you hit a cow, people? A deer will prance out in front of you, a cow moseys. My theory is on the side of the road flipping farmers off. And that next time they cut me off in traffic. What else have I got? You guys just keep laughing. I love that. That's what I come up here for.
Well, apparently all the hard work of little brothers across America is paying off, because if you've read up in the news, Barbie is now a quadriplegic. Did they ever in a wheelchair? Oh, you say, oh, it's the stupidest thing they ever came up with. Here's the first clue, people. She couldn't move her arms and her legs in the first place. And if she could, this bitch has been using me for years. It's like keeping up the dream house, combing that damn horse. And like her predecessor, the happy to be me Barbie, which is a euphemism for fat ass Barbie. Like sisters in soul, neither of them can get through the door of the Barbie dream house.
How did I get started in stand-up comedy? Well, it was about 5 years ago, and I had to overcome a dramatic fear of microphones, of hearing myself speak through a speaker and seeing myself on tape. To this very day, I still can't watch myself on tape. And I pretend like I'm not really talking when I'm on stage.
And they got the coolest shit for workout stuff nowadays too, you know. They got Health Rider and Nordic Flex, and have you seen the commercial for Nordic Flex? Have you? They got this really buff blonde guy working out on the machine, just gorgeous. And they state that in 30 days or less you can have the body that you've always wanted or your money back. Shit, I ain't that much into blondes, but with a deal like that I ordered two. That's the body I've always wanted. Can I get an amen, ladies? I actually went out and I bought a sports bra for the occasion. I think it was made for a bowler. That was the worst purchase I ever made in my entire life. The last time I picked up a piece of sporting equipment is when I chased my ex through the backyard with a hockey stick. I even tried to quit smoking. For New Year's. I went out and I was checking out the patch, and I'm sure everybody's heard of the patch. It's like the latest thing. I guess it really works for some people, but they have different doses. They have a small patch for light smokers, a medium patch for medium smokers, and I opt for the third for chronic smokers, the patch suit. And of course it was one size fits all, so it was more like a wetsuit. I don't know if this thing was sucking shit out or putting it in, but I took it off. I had a hickey from my neck to my ankles.
Other famous people I've met, Emo Phillips, Diane Ford. I haven't met a lot of famous people. Me. My worst experience with comedy has probably been, up until very recently, it's been hard to meet men. Not a lot of men want to date a woman who will potentially rip on their penis in front of like 200 people. So that's kind of ouched me with that. And probably losing some very good friends to suicide and alcoholism. A lot of comics are in their own problems and don't function with them. So that's probably been the worst experience.
I used to have a serious boyfriend though. I met him on the internet. Have you guys ever tried this? Don't. No. If you'd like to reach him though, you can reach him at www.joblessloser.com. His own website. This guy, he comes home one day and he brings me home a gift. And the entire time we were dating, he brought me one gift. I opened it up and it was a pair of suggestive underwear from Fredericks of Hollywood. The only suggestion I got from this is that I need to air out my crotch and floss my ass. Thank you very much. My name is Kris. You guys enjoy the rest of the show.
Smile. That's hard to follow, flossing your ass.
My first experience on stage. Well, I was so terrified. I almost didn't make it. I got on the way home. I was driving home with my roommate, and I had blanked out so badly for the first 3 minutes I was on stage. I had to have her reiterate to me what she had said. I kept saying, so did I do the joke about the dog, or did I do the joke about this? Because I was so frozen up, I barely remembered it. And 2 weeks after my first time on stage, I went back and found out that somebody had video recorded it, so I still have it on tape.
What do you think of it?
It's It's the most terrifying thing I've ever watched. It's the only 3 minutes I can sit through because I've gotten so much better over the years.
I was in the bathroom before I got up here and I was looking at myself in the mirror. It's like a gross realization that could I possibly make myself look any fucking cheaper? Bodacious. The only thing I need now is ta-tas. I'll have you know, between the nails and the hair color, I spent a lot of money to look this cheap. I've been teaching my dog Ebonics. He's a black lab. Ooh, Howard Stern. That's one ugly motherfucker. I mean, put a fucking nerd with a bigger hair than fucking mine and give him a movie and he thinks he's the shit. Is he whoring the public or what? I'll tell you one thing. I'm a lot cheaper. I charge $3. You can see my private parts. Oh, the red light. You guys, that's all my time. Thank you very much. I'll just always remember you guys are my first.